Hey y'all, it's me. It's your girl, the real deal Lanita Skills Reaction Channel. Like, share, and subscribe. What's up, real deal? How y'all doing today? Y'all looking good. Y'all doing an outstanding job over here on this channel. We got to go get it. Yeah. Still working on that camera, y'all. Continue liking and subscribing. Continue putting y'all reaction down there and your comments in the chat. I appreciate that. Y'all doing a good job for our channel. Now, don't forget to go shopping now. You got to get your cup off my channel. You got to get your sweatshirt. Come on, y'all. Let's represent this channel. I need my jersey over there in y'all country and this country. Well, y'all, let's get into the we don't waste enough time. Let's get into our content. Now, you know this little girl right here. Every time I think about Kanika, I think about this woman right here, Kierra Coles. She worked at the post office. This was a hard-working woman. It ain't easy delivering no mail. And there's a lot of things behind Kierra Cole. There was a lot of people, she was dealing with her man. She don't got into it with his ex-girlfriend, baby mama, and all that drama. But Kierra Cole's name will continue to live until she's found. Just because it was 2018, 17, whatever, they around the same year. We're going to keep her name alive until they find her. Because she was expecting a baby, y'all. Kierra Cole was expecting a baby. We don't want her to just be out there all these years and then find out that she's still alive. So what we're going to do, we're going to keep her name alive. That's right, until she's found. So we're going to kill the music. DJ, thank you. Okay. Let's take a look at a video her mother made. And one thing I like about her mom, she ain't forgot about her baby. And that's me there. I ain't gonna forget about mine. Okay, how many times I gotta play this video about Kierra? I'm gonna keep her name alive. I would never stop talking about this young lady. Never. But let's see what the mama got to say.
To live for.
She go right there.
Video footage shows that she was walking toward and past her car.
Kept looking at the video all that night.
This may hold a clue to what happened to her.
Wednesday, October 3rd, 2018 was an unusually warm fall day in Chicago with a high of 88 degrees. In the Chatham neighborhood on the south side, Karen Phillips was feeling good. Her daughter Kierra was doing so well.
Any sense of that something was wrong?
No.
She was the star. She was the bright spot in this family.
Regina Waldrop, a veteran reporter for NBC5, was about to cover a story that would stay with her for years to come and bring back terrible memories of her own.
I was 11 years old, and I just remember how frantic my parents were.
Waldrop, now the mother of a young daughter herself, would soon develop a bond with Karen Phillips.
I connected with her immediately. She looked in my eyes and she said, "Regina, I haven't been sleeping. I don't want to eat. I don't want to close my eyes. I just want my daughter to come home."
Her daughter, Kierra Coles, was the fourth of Karen Phillips' 5 kids, each name beginning with the letter K. Kim, Keisha, Kendrick, and Kiana. But Kierra always seemed to run the show.
In charge of the other kids in your family?
Yeah. With her trying to always be in charge of everybody else's situation.
Karen describes her daughter as extremely driven, working 2 jobs, driving for Lyft and sorting mail for the post office part-time, trying hard to become a full-time postal employee.
That girl, a hard worker. Now, who would take a hard worker out? I got a question. And I want somebody to put it over here. Put it over here in the reaction box. Y'all call it a chat. I call it a reaction. Was she at Kanika's birthday party? Because she's older than Kanika. But there was a lot of people older than Kanika at the birthday party. But did she go to the party? Since it's in Chicago on the west side. Okay. Let's continue.
Employee.
She worked like 3 years
I'm sorry, y'all.
temporarily at the post office. She kept saying, I'm going to go back every year till they hire me.
At age 26, Kierra had a checklist of things she wanted to accomplish.
I'm going to save up. I'm going to give me an apartment. She did that. I'm going to give me a reliable car. She did that.
Look at her. A little feisty, a little something, honey. Said she gonna get her car. She got one.
26, Kierra had a checklist of things.
Now, Kierra, I got to find you a young picture, honey. Cause I got you an older picture. I got to find a young picture because you one but 26. Oh yeah, the real deal. Got to find you a pretty picture. Okay, I'm gonna get this one like this.
Time postal employee.
She worked like 3 years temporarily at the post office. She kept saying, I'm going to go back every year till they hire me.
At age 26, Kierra had a checklist of things she wanted to accomplish.
I'm going to save up. I'm going to give me an apartment. She did that. I'm going to give me a reliable car. She did that.
She was in love with a man she'd been dating for 6 years.
Did you think he was good for her?
Yeah. He had manners, just speaking and never raised his voice in my house.
And Karen says they were now 12 weeks pregnant with a baby Kierra couldn't wait to raise.
We was all excited for her to have a child. She was just so happy.
She showed off her ultrasound picture. No word on whether it was a boy or girl.
You were close.
Yes.
Talked every day?
Every day.
But on Wednesday, October 3rd, her phone didn't ring. And Karen's calls went unanswered starting at 8 a.m.
I knew it was something.
Okay, look, y'all. She's expecting a baby, y'all. Let's talk about this. She's expecting a baby. She's happy. She's in a relationship. But things didn't happen to Kierra until when? She got what? Pregnant. Why? We got to find out why did she disappear when she got pregnant. There's no sign that she deceased, so we got to keep her alive out there. There's no sign. I don't care if you ain't seen nobody since 2018, still gonna be alive. It's 8 o'clock and her mama called her. Let's see what happened.
Something wrong with her phone, kept going to voicemail.
She's an adult in her 20s. Is it possible she just went off on her own?
No, we was too close for her to just run off.
She says Kierra seemed happy and excited about the baby when they last spoke the night before, Tuesday around 7 p.m.
She was just saying that she wasn't going to work too hard because she don't want to endanger the baby, like have a miscarriage.
Kierra had also been careful because she suffered from asthma, which she kept in check with an inhaler. Kierra was off work that day and said she planned to buy groceries. What if she collapsed carrying the bags inside?
Could you see in the window?
No, you couldn't see in the window.
Karen rushed to Kierra's place and banged on the door.
Could you hear anything inside?
Only the TV.
The TV was on, but nobody answered. Now very worried, she called Kierra's boyfriend to bring a key. She said he told her he didn't have one and had not seen.
So he gonna allegedly say that he don't have a key. He might not have one. It's mighty strange she can really have a baby by a man. Well, I don't know now. I don't know. I can't say that. I don't know why he don't have a key, because maybe he didn't stay there. He didn't live there. But if he lived there, he has a key.
Kierra all day, but would come over right away. She also called 911. When police arrived, they took the hinges off the door and went inside.
It was just empty.
Any sign of a struggle?
No.
Anything out of place?
No.
Just a TV left on, the groceries she purchased put away. Their attention turned.
Wait a minute. If the television on and the groceries put away, who did she leave with? Because everybody out there in the apartment, somebody knows it. Somebody out there knows it. So if they put her in, if she put her groceries up, y'all, she locked that door. Who took her? Somebody took her.
Outside where her car was usually parked. It wasn't there. but it was nearby.
Her car was down the street,
Down the street,
even though there
almost.
were open spots in front of the apartment.
Yeah, I found that kind of strange right in the beginning, but so much was going on.
Why would she park down the street, especially when she had groceries to carry inside? They called the locksmith to open the car.
What do you see inside?
The purse and the cell phone, but the purse she was
All
using.
right, that's the second case that we have done. Now, Alexis Ware, pocketbook and cell phones in her car, and she gone. Kierra Cole, pocketbook and cell phone in her car, and she's gone. And her car parked down the street. Who was Kierra with? Who got in Kierra's car? They made her put the groceries up. The neighbors or somebody had to see something.
For a lunch bag because they had prenatal vitamins, an apple, an orange, and a water.
Untouched, as though she were heading to work.
Wow.
But Karen found out later Kierra had called out sick and wasn't going to be working that day. Mom held her breath as they checked the trunk.
Anything inside?
It was her work stuff, like a work jacket, the little pushing thing that they push the mail around in.
Again, nothing out of place. A life stopped in midstream. The news soon broke that a pregnant postal worker had disappeared without a trace.
Help bring my baby home.
A parent's desperate plea.
Thank you for stopping.
We went to the area and there she was handing out flyers. And I approached her. I said, "My name is Regina Waldrop. I want to tell the story about your daughter."
Waldrop did not tell Karen Phillips her older sister had gone missing back in 1983. Knowing the details would be too upsetting.
I was transported back to years ago. My sister had been drugged in a club and she had been raped and she was gone missing for 2 weeks.
Waldrop knew from her own experience that time is critical in every missing persons case. She was surprised to see Kierra's car still on the street.
It's down the street from her apartment. I'm with another reporter and we look right in the car. We can see her purse sitting there open and we're so surprised because why is the car still sitting here? Hadn't been towed anything. We're wondering, had it been fingerprinted? Does it have clues to where she might be?
See, that's the weirdest thing. That's the weirdest thing. Her car, now I took in consideration, y'all, let me come back to you all. I took into consideration that there wasn't no more space. So she had, unless somebody were having a party or something. So she had to park down the street. You know what I mean? I try to take in consideration of that. But still, everything in the car, who did she leave with? She still left with somebody.
Apartment building right here.
Right.
Victims advocate Andrew Holmes went door to door looking for clues. He quickly noticed surveillance cameras nearby.
Video surveillance came from the building.
Is that the Andrew Holmes with Kanika Jenkins? Wow. Who he supposed to be? Spokesperson for the police department?
In here, which is exactly 2 buildings down.
Waldrop was knocking on doors too when she heard a woman's voice.
A woman calls down and says, "Hey, my husband, he has video." I go upstairs. He's walking us through this video. He's saying, "There she is there. She's walking down the street. You see her. She's in her postal uniform. That's her. That's her."
How big is that moment?
It's earth shattering because I think this is video of her walking towards her car. This may hold a clue to what happened to her.
Why would she walk past her own car?
You know, that remains to be answered. She may have seen someone she knew.
Was she leaving with someone to start another life?
Y'all, because her mama said that's not her. Did somebody disguise as her? That may not be Kierra. First, they said this girl right here was Kierra.
When she heard a woman's voice.
A woman calls down and says, "Hey, my husband, he has video." I go upstairs. He's walking us through this video. He's saying, "There she is there. She's walking down the street. You see her. She's in her postal uniform. That's her. That's her."
How big is that moment?
It's earth shattering because I think this is video of her walking towards her car. This may hold a clue to what happened to her.
Her mama said that's not her, y'all. This girl light skinned with some boots on. This girl light skinned with some boots on. That's not Kierra, allegedly.
Why would she walk past her own car?
Yeah.
You know, that remains to be answered. She may have seen someone she knew.
Was she leaving with someone to start another life no one knew about, or being lured to a place of no
Or could
return?
that be another girl?
I'm thinking that she's walking to somebody's car, so all the video that they took off the block, that we'll be able to see exactly what car she got into, and possibly have a license plate.
Why would she be wearing her uniform if she's off work?
I was thinking maybe she decided to go back, maybe she decided to go in, or she just put the uniform on.
No, that ain't making sense. Now you make it seem like she crazy. No, what it looked like it is to me, that it may be another girl around there work at the postal service. And is that somebody portraying to be Kierra? There could be somebody who wanna look like, who involved with what happened to Kierra. Allegedly.
Chicago police declined to talk about any aspect of the case. They have not named any suspects or persons of interest. So we showed our reporting to retired Chicago homicide detective Rich Shack, who now heads the Criminal Justice Department at National Louis University.
A young pregnant woman is missing. Who's the first person you want to talk to?
The father of the baby.
What questions for the father of the baby?
Last time you saw her, how did you feel about the baby? Were you thinking about getting married? Did you
That's
talk
right.
about support?
Karen Phillips had questions for the boyfriend, too, a fellow postal employee named Josh Simmons. First, she says Simmons told her he did not have access to Kierra's apartment.
I said, "You ain't got no key," and then he was like, "No," which Kierra did tell me she had gave him a key.
Karen had
Y'all heard it? What you do to that girl? You look like I seen you on YouTube. You look like somebody on YouTube.
has even more questions about what she says his behavior was in the days after the disappearance.
Did the boyfriend go door to door with you when you knocked on doors?
No,
Did he hang up the posters?
no,
Did he
Why?
talk to you?
he left town. I just can't understand.
Whoa, he left town? Why he leave her? That's just like he left her and she's still alive. This said today we should be witnessing the birth of your baby, but instead we are crying out to you to be. Crying out you to be. He ain't worried about this. His baby. And Kierra, how he gonna be out of town? Something ain't right.
You dated my daughter for 6 years, and then now that my daughter is pregnant and missing, you do nothing.
Karen says he moved to another state with the mother of two more of his children.
What? Wait. If that's what we doing now, if that's what we do, y'all. Now, that's suspicious. Why didn't they question him? She's pregnant. She was working, long as she was working and doing good for herself, he was okay. But when he found out she was pregnant, he said, "Oh Lord, I got to get rid of this baby because it sounds like he's saying I'm still married." That might not just be his baby mama. That may be his woman, his wife. But why he had to kill her though? Probably because she didn't want to get rid of the baby, but that's still not a good reason. But he left with the baby mama. Wow.
A woman Karen says her daughter was not happy with.
She had a fight with the other baby's mother, and she was banned from coming to his house.
And remember that crucial video evidence? Karen says something began to bother her as she watched the tape play on the news.
It's the mother thing, you just know your child.
That's not her walk.
No, that's not a walk.
Is that her size?
A little bit smaller and a little bit shorter.
She says police confirm what she feared. That hopeful clue was not a clue at all. That was not Kierra on the tape.
He says not. Don't tell nobody that that's not your daughter.
Karen says it turns out another woman who worked for the post office
I
lived near.
told y'all that could have been somebody else worked for the post office. But it's a coincidence that she coming past Kierra's house. So y'all got to ask yourself, do she have on Kierra clothes? Or do she really work at the post office? They need to check the post office.
Nearby, and that was her, not Kierra. And she says police held it back, perhaps to deceive any real suspects into thinking they were chasing a false lead.
Why are you telling us now when the police told you 2 years ago not
Yeah.
to say anything?
I didn't say anything because I didn't want to mess up the case. I don't have nothing to lose now. I mean, it's been 2 years. Y'all ain't came up with nothing.
The Times.
I mean, you ain't want to mess up the case. How was you gonna mess up the case? I mean, how was you? Y'all tell me how y'all think. How you gonna mess up the case? I just want to know. I'm just asking how you gonna mess up the case if you tell them that's not your daughter. That's helping the case if they ain't did nothing in 2 years. And allegedly, what I mean, said another thing. What you mean by you ain't got nothing to lose? What you mean by that? Your daughter missing don't mean she deceased. 2 years, just 2 years. We don't have girls been gone 10 years, 20 years, 5 years.
Stamp on the wrong video showed Wednesday at 11:54 a.m.
Okay, so Wednesday, October the 3rd, she left at 11:54 a.m.
Kierra now figured whatever happened was hours earlier, sometime before her first unanswered call to Kierra around 8 o'clock Wednesday morning, and their last conversation around 7 o'clock the night before, Tuesday.
Karen says she's seen another neighbor's video of Kierra and Simmons leaving her apartment in separate cars on Tuesday. And
What?
says
On Tuesday, they see a neighbor saw them going separate ways. And another thing, they could take her grocery ticket and her card and find out her card and find out what time she was in that grocery store.
as police told her they have pictures of the couple going to an ATM.
They said that they had video of
What?
Kierra and Josh at an ATM Tuesday.
Did they tell you how much money was taken out?
Kierra withdrawn $400, giving it to him.
Wow. So when she took that $400 out of there, he took that allegedly took that $400 and went out of town. Either they got to fighting and struggling, something happened. Allegedly.
Chicago police would not confirm or deny any of this. The ATM video or the video Karen says she saw of Kierra and Simmons leaving in separate cars, and we can't independently verify that information. Again, police have not named a person of interest or suspect, including Josh Simmons, and we found no criminal history.
I mean, y'all let this go like this? Y'all let him go like this. Y'all ain't pressure that man or nothing. That's the last one. That's her baby daddy. I seen him on YouTube. This dude right here been on YouTube. Them lips been on YouTube.
In his past. We did find an address for him in Louisiana, but he did not respond to letters we sent there asking for comment.
Does Chicago have the resources to go down and surveil him in another state? Would you do that?
Probably not, unless you had something really concrete to cause you to go do that. In other words, you came up with a witness or he bragged to somebody.
If Kierra was murdered, how hard is it to prosecute a murder case without a body?
Well, the body tells you what happened. If it's a homicidal cause of death, that helps you in your prosecution. When you don't have the cause of death or the body, it's difficult to show that there was actually a murder that took place.
Sadly, he says
See,
what's
that's
not
what I said. She still could be alive. And don't have the baby. Lost her mind. They don't did something to that girl. Girl, they ain't nobody. I don't doubt to be killed, that baby. I don't know about that, y'all. There's something else going on here.
difficult is disposing of a body if you have time before anyone is looking. It now seems whatever happened could have been 20 hours before Karen Phillips called 911.
20 hours? All these apartments, and ain't nobody seen that girl. And nobody got no doorbell except for them two people they thought that were her. All the other people in these apartments. Are these high town? Are these high class apartment, y'all? Because I don't know.
Kierra was murdered. How would they get rid of the body that fast?
That's the question for the ages, but you could easily put them in the bottom of a dumpster, wrapped in something, and next thing you know, the body's in a landfill.
Never to be found again.
Never to be found.
Chicago police released a statement saying they're working this investigation with the Postal Inspection Service and the FBI. Postal investigators tell us they've had 400 leads and say they can't imagine the level of pain.
Wait a minute, they had 400 leads. We can't imagine the level of pain, grief, and frustration felt by Miss Cole's family. What are the leads?
Grief and frustration felt by Kierra Cole's family. They're offering a $25,000 reward for information leading to her whereabouts. Karen Phillips is making an appeal to Josh Simmons.
What do you want to say to him tonight?
That I wish he would come in and talk to the police. No, I always gave him the benefit of the doubt from day one. Even when people were saying, you know, it's the boyfriend, I'm like, don't do that because we don't know. Because we don't know.
Wow, they saying it's the boyfriend. But she right, don't run them away. Wow.
What happened?
I think Karen's at the realization that Kierra is not coming home. She's not ever going to come home.
Regina Waldrop says her sister Valencia was found alive after she was attacked years ago. But
Thank you. You can't think like that. You can't. You can't think like that. Like they're not going to come back. Stop thinking like that, y'all. Have faith. Her sister was alive. Whew.
She struggled through a difficult life ever since. Waldrop hopes Karen Phillips gets some answers someday.
The biggest thing for me, I guess, is that wasn't Kierra walking to her car. That wasn't her daughter. So many of us believe that she was still alive when she may have already been gone.
Karen tries not to think about what might have happened to her daughter and the grandchild she never got to know. Each day.
That's sad, y'all. That's sad. This is so sad. Kierra, I'm gonna go back and put a different picture out there on you for you, a little update picture.
She prays for a good night's sleep, knowing her nightmare will begin again when she wakes up.
What do you want people to know?
I just want them to know that they wouldn't begin to understand the pain that I go through. Just think if it was your child, your sister,
That's
your brother,
right.
your mother. And I just really wish somebody would have a heart and just leave.
Y'all, if y'all know anything, contact the U.S. Postal Inspection Service with any information on Kierra Cole and get them that reference number 269-3502. And the number you need to call is 877-876-2455. Y'all, don't give up. Don't give up. Never give up. Never give up. Here go. I want to sit this number right here. It's not too late. It's just been 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. It don't matter. 5, 6, 7. It doesn't matter. Don't give up on me. I'm not gonna give up on Kierra until we find her. Y'all, real deal. Y'all like, share, and subscribe as usual. Y'all doing a good job. Enjoy the rest of your night, evening, noon, or whatever. I'm out.